Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Toon review. Finally, another live stream after what seems like an absolute age because of this ridiculous, stupid, bonkers, mad international break, which we all hate with an absolute passion. But hey ho, that's the way it is. Good evening to Danielle, Dipsy, and Alex.
Evening.
Have we done our homework for tonight?
Got lots of homework.
Wow. Danielle's off the mark with a whole notepad and paper. And I expect, Alex, you've got quite a bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
Do I look really red on the screen, by the way? Can I just ask that?
You look a bit rouge.
Rouge?
Rouge.
Yeah, I think the lights are too close, to be honest. Let me just move that
a bit shiny.
Back. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I've got no idea. Right, hang on a second. I'm going to sort this bloody camera out.
To powder his face, get rid of the shine.
Powder me. It's just because I've got this new light and I've moved all my studio and I'm still trying to get the lighting fixed and all that crazy crap. But you know what it is? It's nice to be a bit rouge.
Rouge is a nice word.
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Well, I'm sitting in the dark there, Danielle.
Yeah, but you're still at least you look healthy in rouge. Just go with it.
No.
Actually, do you know what you look like? You look like you've had a nice stroll on the beach in the sun with a dog.
I haven't.
Caught the sun a bit. That's what you look like.
I mean, Jesus. Let's right. I'm up in the ISO now, so we'll see what I look like on this one. This could be disastrous. Well, here we go. I haven't even seen myself yet. Oh, that's better.
Better.
You see,
less rouge.
Much less rouge. Mm-hmm. I like it now. You see. There you go. Right, let's get through a few comments because obviously people have missed having a little chat about Newcastle United. Or, you know, if you went on Mr. Sinclair's channel, you could say that about Newcastle United. It's like twice a day. Anyway, YT's in the house. Louis, the happiest man in the world, is in the house. Matty says, evening team. I hope everyone is well. I would love Newcastle to finish the best of the rest in 7th. But realistically, I think we will finish 9th or 10th. Which is very interesting. Matty says, hopefully a good cup run or maybe even winning the league would make for a great season, but we're not talking about next season yet, Matty. No. Pedro says, good evening, everyone. Cannot wait for the next game. It seems like it's been months since we last played. God, I know. It's been a very, very long time. 11th, I reckon, says Dark by Design. Toon said, good evening. Hope you're well, my friend. Ken, and those greedy bastards, so-called Big Six, have the cheek to say things about us. Indeed. Neil says, evening, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed the break. The target way back in January was to avoid relegation, so any position 17th and above is fine with me. I have to agree with that, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Evening, Chippers. Evening all. Don't care where we finish as long as we stay up. That's all that matters this season. Gary says, evening, everyone. Trolls is in the house. Andrew says, evening all. He is hoping Chris Wood can take his goal-scoring form forward into the league, combined with a reinvigorated ASM and a returning number 9. Well, funny that ASM did score two goals, Danielle, in a friendly over in Dubai.
Yeah, good for him. That's what we want to see. So I know he's put stuff on social media. Well, I'm only on Instagram, but he wants to show people what he's made of or whatever. Good. Yeah. That's what we want him to do. It's not a bad thing. Absolutely. It'll be great for his confidence to score them 2 goals. We want him back firing on all cylinders. So, yeah, great definitely. News.
Cool. And Alex, also Joe Linton on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, it's good to see. Keep him confident, especially because he wasn't himself the other day in the match. He was a bit sloppy, bit tired. So hopefully his groin's a bit better. He's getting a bit fitter. Mm-hmm. Goal will be for confidence. Because that's one thing, if I'm not expecting it of him, I'm quite happy to do his dirty work. But if he also wants to improve his feet in the box and nab a few more goals, then yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
That'd be lovely.
Indeed. Dark by Design, there's thoughts on us being the other English club being linked with Ten Hag. Listen, forget it. Eddie Howe's the manager. Eddie Howe's going to continue to be the manager. End of story. Not even thinking about another manager.
I thought
No
Ten
way.
Hag was linked with Man United.
Oh, he is, which is the club I think he'll eventually go to be honest. But again, time will tell. Time will tell. But I pretty much think it'll be United he'll go to. But sorry, Manchester United.
I was going to say, oh, careful.
Yeah. Matty says, evening team, hope everyone is doing well. Staying up was the absolute must this season, and I'm confident we've achieved that now. So I'm happy. 12 would make for a solid season. Yeah, I think so. But we'll take a look at the fixtures in just a second. Stephen says, we are not safe until results prove otherwise. Never count your chickens before they are hatched. We all know about hatching eggs, don't we, Alex?
We do.
Yeah. Pedro says, out of our last 9 games, I think a possible 4 winnable games. So 12 points added to our 31, total of 43 would probably do it.
That's what I've got,
about
43.
10. Yeah. Don't tell us yet, Danielle.
Sorry.
I would be over the moon with that. Yeah. Julie says, a point for our Alex. He knows about eggs hatching. I'm getting the Toon review withdrawal. Not enough shows. I do apologize, Jules. Listen, I was going to do this show. When did we say? Friday night? But unfortunately, I had internet problems and I was getting speeds of 2 megabits a second, which was nowhere near enough to hold a streaming. So I had a bit of a shout at BT on Friday. They came out and they came out the next day, to be fair to them, and put things right, or hopefully have put things right for the second time in as many months. But we'll see. So that's why we're doing the show tonight. But I do apologize, Jules. There will be a lot more shows coming up now that everything has been sorted. New studio set up and, you know, everything like that. So here we go. Pedro, I think we can win 4-2. Also think we can get 2 draws. Right, let's have a look. Just after Andrew says, I think we are safe for sure and in a healthy position for next season to progress and challenge the top half of the table with authority. Ooh, authority. Matty wants to see a stat or rant tonight. Well, I mean, it depends what kind of mood he's in and what he's been eating, obviously. You know, I mean, we know that stat or can be a very, well, aggressive man at times, depending on his food and depending on how his day's gone. And I noticed he just turned away from the camera there as if to say, shut up, you bozo. Yeah. Can I just get a sound check on my mic, by the way, guys? Is it coming across nice and clear?
Crystal clear.
Right, because my video the other day didn't sound right. And I think I had the gain turned up too far. It sounded a bit sort of echoey and tinny. Doesn't sound like that now, no? Good.
No, you're good.
Good. Tom says, evening all, just back from a stag do in York, feeling tired. Just tired, Tom? Or have we had a little bit too much of the old liquor? Caitlin and Nick, bonjour, lads and lasses, and Paul. Thank you, guys. Very much a pleasure, as usual. Right, let's look at the first fixture, because what I have done... Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Here we go. So obviously we'll ignore the Everton defeat because that really didn't actually happen. That was just something that happened in a sort of way out dream. Our next game is obviously Sunday, where we take on Tottenham Hotspur at the new stadium. We do have a decent record, I guess, there. How did we do last season? How did we do last season, Alex?
That's a good question.
Okay.
I'll have a check. We normally do okay against Tottenham.
Yeah. I mean, we get this away game out of the way, so let's talk about this one first, Tottenham. I mean, we'll cover this more in the review show next week, but it's not going to be an easy game, Danielle. But, I mean, you know, what we're doing in this show is we're looking at possible points and how many, you know, what we can get in the run-in to the end of the season. Now, Tottenham, for me, are very hit and miss this season. You know, they'll go a few games playing fantastic football, and then all of a sudden it'll just blow up in the faces and fall to pieces. And I don't quite understand why, because they have a very, very good squad. But Danielle, I mean, are you confident that we could possibly get something out of this one?
I've gone for a loss.
You've gone for a loss in this one?
I have.
Interesting.
I think Trippier's still out. Wilson's not back. Shaw,
and of course, Dubravka's now out as well.
Dubravka, I can't see. I mean, don't get us wrong. Prove us wrong all day long. I would love to get something at Spurs. but I've put it as a loss. I just don't think we will.
Indeed.
Unfortunately.
Scott says, can you answer who you guys think is the single best player currently in the Toon squad? For me, it's Bruno, but love to hear your thoughts. Keep up the good work. Well, it's not that kind of show tonight, Scott, mate. We're basically looking at the run into the end of the season, but, we've got a few, but listen, somebody may stand out between now and the end of the season as the real guy. But we'll look at all the players at the end of the season and rate them all, Scott. So make sure you tune in for that one. Paul, blame the sun, says Chippers. Nice haircut, Paul. Yeah, I decided to go really practically bald. There is stubble on there, but listen, it's the way it is. I'm going bald now, so it's time to do a shearer, take it off slowly. And then eventually, I'll just have to admit the baldness unless I wear some kind of crazy wig.
Make sure you put your factor 50 on though in the sun.
Indeed, because I do catch the sun as I've already done on this show. Is Paul having his Sinclair? No, I'm not. The Toon Radish, says Andrew, cheeky twat. Stephen says, good evening, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Kenwin says, Paul definitely looks better like that. Well, thank you, Kenwin. Graham says, don't mind where we finish as long as it's above the bottom three.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. I have a feeling we're going to finish higher than that, though. Louis says, has any tuned over to the World of Sport? Annie has taken the stream hostage. No, don't. Listen, this is Annie's show over on World of Sport TV. Has nothing to do with ours, okay? Don't advertise it, Louis. I know you're the happiest man in the world, but please, enough. John's back door. How's everyone? We're good, thank you.
Good.
Much better. Less rouge, more Casper, says Jules. Jesus, you can't. Yeah, Dubs might be out with some health issues. We will come on to that because I do want to talk about that with you guys tonight. But Alex, Tottenham, have you got us down as any points for this one?
It's a tricky one. It's away from home, and they are on their day a much better team than us on paper. Statistically and eye test wise, it just depends which Spurs turn up because they are very inconsistent this season. And if we catch them on an off day, we can take 3 points. But they have started to become a lot more consistent in recent weeks and months. Plus our injury woes as well. I think if we come away from anything at all, I think it will be a loss, but I'd take a point. Like away at Spurs with the form they're in, I really would take a point. If we can grind away points away from home with the points we've got currently, that's great. That's perfect. But yeah, I can't see us getting anything with unless some of our magic people do magic things, such as Bruno and ASM, which is very possible.
It's been seen before, Alex. When we
I did check, we drew twice last season with them, so
that we've never lost at that stadium. Am I right in saying that then? Because we won 1-0 2 years ago because Joe Linton got the winner, didn't he?
Got his as well.
And then we drew last season, so we haven't lost there yet.
Potentially not. No, I'd have to double check. But our away fixture, Joe Linton got it, and then last season was a draw as well. And then this season we're yet to play in their stadium. So unless we've played them in a cup.
No, I don't think we have.
No.
But that's very, very interesting. So does that change your opinion a little bit, guys? Or do you still think, maybe it's just a bit too much of an ask?
I mean, pressure's off. They've just been coming back from a fitness camp. There's a few key injuries. There'll be less expectation. So a few of the lads might go out there and put in a really good shift, which they have done, to be fair, in certain games. So I'm expecting a performance. I'm not expecting points, but I am expecting a performance that we could take into more winnable games.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's fair enough. Right. We'll take a break with the running just because I want to talk about this because there's a lot of stuff going around on social media, or certainly what I've seen with regards to Dubravka, and Tom has seen it here. That saying Dubravka has angina.
Wow.
Now, that's not the first time I've actually heard that today. I am led to numbering sources have actually said that. Now, if he's got angina, that is, of course, a kind of heart disease, which we know because Dave Harrison had it, the late great man himself. So that's crucial, Alex. I mean, that could be, Dubravka in a really interesting situation.
I mean, it changes everything because I've not really heard anything from inside the club or from official sources about new goalkeepers, but the media have been aggressively reporting us being linked with other keepers. So this could turn that on its head.
Yeah.
I feel like if there is anything, we need to keep him in the club because he's been such a good servant for us over a period of time when we weren't going anywhere. And arguably, he could have played for a top 6, top 10 side that wasn't us. He could have left, and he didn't. So regardless, if there is anything wrong with him, I'd 100%, depending on if he can keep playing football or not, I'd keep him around. I think he's a nice lad, seasoned international. He knows the whole squad. I'd move it because we've just sorted out a new goalkeeping coach that's returned.
I mean, the thing is, where has this come from with Dubravka, though? It's just sort of it came from nowhere.
I didn't know until you've just told me. I haven't seen it today.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it on Facebook earlier. I think I was somebody posted it on the Toon Review group. So, by the way, if you're on Facebook, get yourself on there. I'm staggered, to be honest. And of course, Fabian Schär is a big doubt as well because of his abductor injury. So he may not make it either. So it's going to be, it's going to be a tough game either way. But Carl Darlow looks as if he's going to get the start. I mean, I know we're a week away from the game. But if that is angina,
I'm not sure what the rules are in regards to angina and can you still play at a professional level?
I've only known 2 people that have had angina, my granddad and Dave Harrison. And I know it really affected them in ways that you can't really see anybody playing football with angina, unless medication has come on leaps and bounds. But I can't see it.
Very worrying, isn't it?
It's worrying. But listen, we'll talk about it more if the club decide to make a statement and tell us what is wrong with Dubravka. Until then, it is obviously, we have to stress it's just rumours and speculation. So until we know more, then we'll talk about it more if they do make a statement.
Of course.
Millie says, doing a silly amount of history tonight due tomorrow. Thanks for making it less painful. Thank you very much for tuning in, Millie. Stanley says, Bruno's performance for Brazil, great class player. Greg Sausage Roll, hello to you. There's not many of us like the international breaks, but I think we all agree it's come at a very good time for us to regroup. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Dallas Schwartz, how are Paul from across the pond here in Norcal? Good evening to you, or afternoon, whatever it is over there. V's in the house. Julie, go and get quizzing. Hope you do all right. Luke says, I'm hearing Sven Botman deal is nearly done. I'm not even going to contemplate that at the moment.
No.
Staying up was the target, says Anthony. Another 3 wins and I can sleep at night. Listen, mate, I'm sleeping at night now. As best I can with Parkinson's, but you know what I mean? It's I'm not worried about us going down. Will says, morning all. Where did you get the players' stats from, Alex? Listen, Alex is not going to reveal his secrets of Stato Man. That's like asking Batman to reveal who he is or Superman to reveal who he is. Alex, it has various information sources. And as I say, like a good superhero that he is, they shall remain anonymous, as we say. But there you go. There's lots of stats on the internet, but we are not revealing who Statman is. End of story.
Yes.
But there you go. Football Matters says 7 more points and Newcastle are safe, no doubt. Dominic says, evening team, as long as we stay up, that would be a great result.
Absolutely.
No break until the end of the season. Yep, it's now just a run into the end of the season without any of these poxy international breaks, which do my absolute napper. And as you can see, it is a big napper.
We do have a bit of time.
I really thought you were going to say, I agree, Paul. You do have a big napper there, Alex. Just the way you spoke up as soon as I finished. Go on, what was that?
We do have 7 days between the Liverpool and the City game, which in this year's fixture congestion sounds like a break to me. 7 days feels like loads of time.
It's crazy, isn't it? 7 days, we classing that as a break. Absolute madness. Matthew says, so glad we're 9 points clear and don't need to worry about getting points on Sunday. Mr. Matthews, no way will Everton, Watford or Burnley get enough points to overtake us. We are safe now. Jam says it's fine. Kenwin says we are not completely safe. Every team below us has survival to play for, and every top 7 team we play has Europe to play for. It's not over yet, obviously, but the international break has come at a perfect time, says Dominic. Lads needed a well-deserved break, and it seems like they've had one, to be fair. Warren, good evening. Evening all. Hope everyone is well. I think we will have a strong end to the season and finish around 12th to 14th. I kind of agree with you there, Warren. I think that's probably our realistic hopes. Matthew says, hopefully I can get tickets for the Leicester game tomorrow. Indeed, if you need tickets, guys, I would try and get a hold of a season ticket holder who will, be on hand to try and get you one. Susan's in the house, modern backstage. Good evening. Been up there all afternoon cleaning fish tank out, which was good fun. Caitlin and Nick says, I won £100 when we beat them 1-0 and Joe Linton got the only goal. I need to speak to you guys because you seem to be the luckiest buggers betting I've ever known.
They win all the time, don't they?
I know they do. I'm absolutely staggered by that, and I want to know how you do that. Caitlin and Nick just think it was last season. It was 2 years ago. Warren says our record at Spurs is good. Our only defeats there in recent seasons were both 1-0 under Rafa. Yep, but that's before the moved stadium. In my opinion, we only really needed a couple of points and we're safe. No way we go down there. Go down now. 7 more points is safety. Yep, a loss is realistic, to be honest, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that more in the review. But listen, back to the fixtures. Now, after the Tottenham game, we have a run of 3 home games on the belt, guys.
We do.
Which is very strange. We've got Wolves, we've got Leicester, and we've got Palace. Now, obviously, Wolves is a Friday night game, so that gives us, a little bit of an extra break before the Leicester game, and then, of course, we take on Palace. So those 3 games, how many points do you see us getting, Danielle? Because I've gone for 9.
No, I haven't. I've gone for 5.
5, so 2 draws and a win.
Yeah, I think the Wolves game is going to have loads of goals. I think there's going to be goals galore in the Wolves game, and I think it's going to be a tight draw.
Right.
Leicester, I kind of went back and forward on Leicester because, again, it depends. They haven't been great this season, and I think if we turn up, we're at home. We've got the 12th man advantage. But I think it'll be a draw, and I think we'll hammer Crystal Palace.
Hammer them. FA Cup semi-finalists, don't forget.
It's tough. We're still having them.
Okay. Kenwin said, I would pay a tenner to see Paul with a wig collection. Absolutely not.
He has got some, haven't you?
Well, I've got one. I've got 2, actually, if you count the Scottish one with the little bit of hair hanging out the hat. But those days are gone, unfortunately.
That's what I was referring
to. Yeah. Alex, those 3 home games, what do you think? Because I'm confident we can win all 3, providing, obviously, I mean, just get the fixtures back up there again. If you look, now, there is rumours. I don't think anybody quite knows if Trippier and Wilson will be back for the Palace game or they'll be back for the Norwich game. It's one of those 2. Now, I'm with Danielle. I think Palace are there. I'm saying Palace are there for the taking. They're not really, because they've improved dramatically this season under Vieira. There's no doubt about that. But what do you reckon?
I've gone with a conservative 4, to be honest. I think Leicester and Wolves are 2 really hard games. Wolves are playing really, really well at the moment, are very strong. And it's purely because of our injuries and the 11 we can put out. It's not the same 11 that has been getting all these wins recently. We've got so many injuries and so many problems. It's not that I think we could get more points with those players on the pitch, but they're not going to be on the pitch. That's the problem. So it's not that I don't believe in the lads. It's that we just don't have any depth. So I think we can beat one of them. I'd like to think we'd win the Palace game, but again, they're playing very, very well this season. They're very well drilled. A couple of England call-ups for a few of the lads as well. And I could see us getting a draw against the Leicester or Wolves, and I could definitely see us losing one of them.
But we do better against
Leicester
these teams, Alex, do we not?
Well, we didn't do great against Leicester early on in the season, but there were other factors. Again, Leicester this season for me is a very similar situation to the Tottenham game. It depends which Leicester turn up. If European challenging Tottenham turn up, we'll probably lose. But if wish-wash Leicester turn up, then we could probably get 3 points off them. I think Wolves and Palace is more predictable. They're just going to be tough games, and you know what you're going to get from both of the opponents. Whereas Leicester's going to be a bit more random. It depends who turns up. But I think we can definitely win one of the three, maybe draw one and probably lose one. So I'd take 4. I'd be happy with 4 because that would put us on 35 points with still 5 fixtures remaining. So I'd take 4 minimum. I wouldn't be too upset with that.
Okay. Interesting. Because I mean, look, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, you know, we look at those games. I'm going for 9 points because I'm overly confident. I'm a blither idiot, quite honestly.
To be fair though, when we get to the match previews, I'll have changed my mind by then, and you know what I'm like for match previews. I always go for the win regardless. So
yeah, there's a lot of reports coming in that he's had an angina attack. Dubs away with Slovakia, but you know we'll see in time.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Good evening, Keith. Hope you're well. By the way, I've just realised I can dim the brightness on this new light of mine, so I've dimmed it down. I look a bit more human. There you go. Warren says, I think we can get something at Spurs. Be a tricky game, but I am happy with a point. Remember, if Conte wins the Manager of the Month award, the curse will kick in.
True. Goalkeepers as well, Paul. It's happy birthday to Gillespie today.
Oh, yeah.
Gillespie or Gillespie?
Gillespie. We're not calling him. Is it not Gillespie? Oh, I've always
no, mate. You need to get.
I know who you meant, Pell. Don't worry.
Didn't know. Didn't it stick up? He got it wrong again. After 2 shows in a row, he's got something wrong. I am always kind, Danielle. Well, thank you for just stepping in there. We're getting some people in the comments saying it's because of the vaccine. Oh, there's going to be all sorts of stuff. It's seriously bad news for Dubs if that's true. Bloody hell. Dubs thinks no, not that at all. You Jesus Christ. Anyone seen Michael Jordan getting put in his place by Mike Bisping on talk? No, I haven't. I'm not really bothered, to be honest.
No.
Anyone got any sausages? Okay. Ronald says he's got angina. Well, you'll know all about it then and see what's going on. Anyone seen Simon Jordan? No, I don't care. I found it startling when I saw it. Surely it must be pretty serious. Well, if they're talking like that, then you have to say that. But you know, Terence says I think we'll get 10th. Ronald says a nitrolingual spray takes it away, but it's defo heart issue. Yeah, it is. And you know, Dave used to have that. I think Danielle, he had the nitrolingual spray.
Yeah, he had a spray and he had medication separate to that.
Yeah, when he remembered to bring it with him, of course. Which you know, he got quite a few slaps quite a few times because he kind of forgot. But never mind. Bless him. I saw someone say earlier it's nothing to do with Dubravka's heart. Matthew, let's just wait and see. Listen, hang on.
Fingers crossed it's not, and hopefully he's okay.
I'd be very surprised if we need 3 more wins to stay up. Who do you? We'll talk about that in the summer. Caitlin Nick, Paul, how do you see? Paul, do you see how well your boyfriend played against Switzerland? Who?
Connor Cody.
Oh, well. Thanks, Danielle. NUFC to win against Wolves, Leicester and Norwich, Liverpool and Arsenal with a draw against Crystal Palace. I mean, that is, I mean, what? That's 3, 6, 9, 12.
What about Manchester City? We're just 15. Not going to play them.
So 16 points from those games alone. Wow. It's Champions League form, Alex.
It is. I mean, to be fair, in the middle of that, we do have Liverpool and City back to back, who are both vying for the title. So they're both still in the Champions League. That'll be an interesting 2 fixtures because the Liverpool.
There will be because we might have a big say in where the championship's going this season.
Exactly. So there's going to be games to lose for them. The pressure is off. We're not expected to beat Liverpool or City, and they're going to be stretched with Champions League. They played all the cups. Yeah. So you never know. Especially how we are at home with the atmosphere. Especially, I'd like to see some revenge against Liverpool with the Hayden head injury incident as well. That would be nice.
Cool.
Well, and City with the Ederson.
Fraser penalty.
All
Mike
of them.
Dean's blatant bias referee. Oh, there's a lot for Liverpool.
And standing in front of the bloody shot from Trent as well, and the penalty for Ederson. There's just so many just against the 2 teams.
Yep. Good evening, Mike Dean. Claude says, I hope ASM does not think Bruno is the new pasta boy and allow that to affect his, isn't it? Oh, poster boy. I've got to say, what the hell's a pasta boy? Just some kind of, hey, you know, I am the new pasta boy at the club. Oh, you're going to get a little upset that I am pasta.
You might have a pasta boy. Never know. Might get one.
All right.
Might.
I strongly believe we will shock Liverpool at St James's and easily win against Arsenal. Christian Eriksen has an ICD. If that has any bearing on Dubravka, completely different. I think if Dubravka has got angina, it is very, very different to what Eriksen's gone through. Having said that, I was always led to believe that angina was kind of a, without sounding ageist here, I thought it was an older person's illness. But then again, I thought that about Parkinson's till I got the bloody thing. So, it's a bit bizarre. But we'll just hope we'll get some news sooner rather than later.
Hopefully.
It's great having the living room and the dog just charges through the door. NUFC post wins against Palace, Norwich, Wolves, Leicester, with a draw at worst against Tottenham. Liverpool and Arsenal are losses, possibly 12th, 13th in the final table.
Are we not playing Manchester City in these other people's fixtures?
No, I think a lot of people have missed them out. Or, unless many people are just saying, well, we'll just write that off and not even mention the sudden thing. Yeah. Very interesting. Alex, please do me a favor. My OCD has been wanting to say this for ages. Take the capo off your guitar, please. It'll make your strings last longer. Pressure on them for no reason.
You are 100% correct. Yeah, they're going to be changed anyway. They're very old strings. I need to get that guitar sorted as well. So
you do for this when we hit 10,000.
Yeah, you've got to shave your beard and play the guitar. I mean, there's a lot going on when we hit 10K. By the way, we are now less than 100 away. I think we're only about 80 odd away from the 10,000 mark, which is incredible. We've had a big response to the. Yes, we've had a big response to the videos that are put out. The daily news videos seem to be very, very popular. So
you've kept me up to date.
Well, hopefully, I mean, a lot of people can. The one I did yesterday, just about. I just want to. There was one comment in the YouTube comments underneath the video said that, oh, you just copied Adam Pearson. I didn't. It's rounded, when you say the same information, you're not exactly copying. I've never copied anybody's videos and I never will. Adam did his own video on it when he actually went to the ground and explained why we can't build onto certain things, which was a really good video. But I just did a brief overview of why it's going to be difficult to build on the capacity, however much, Amanda wants to do it. And plus
because Adam was quoting sources and what are you supposed to do? He's trying to quote the same sources. It's going to sound similar, isn't it? That's nobody's fault. That's just
but the thing is,
how it is.
Adam's has a very different subscriber list to mine. So not everybody watches Adam and not everybody watches me. So it's not done that way.
And also, you can't please all the people all the time. So don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, I know that
we have interesting free transfer videos coming out soon. So.
Yes, we do.
Get it to 10K now, and then you'll be here for the interesting list. I've done a lot of research on that video. I've literally got 50 players on the list for the free transfers video. So,
and by the way, I'd just like to point out as well that I do have a little prize giveaway for the members of the Toon Review. I have a little sort of it's this sort of little book about Bobby Robson. It's an A4 size book, but it just gives you a brief insight into his early career and his life. It's not very big. It's just but it's one of those collected item things. It's not an autobiography or anything like that. It's just a book about. Well, it's not a book; it's like a magazine thing. But it's really good, and it's really. I mean, it's about Bobby Robson, so it'll be a treasure to any Newcastle fan.
Of course, it would.
So that draw, I'm going to make that draw probably on Thursday. in the match preview for the game against Tottenham. So if you remember, you're already obviously entered into that. So if you want to become a member of the Toon Review, please do hit the subscribe button, and also you'll be helping us get to 10k, which will be a phenomenal achievement for this channel, for everyone involved with this channel. To be honest, it'll be incredible. So if you are enjoying the show as well tonight, guys, please do remember to hit that like button for us, hit the big thumbs up, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, please hit the $sign at the bottom of the live comments. That'll take you through to a super chat, and you can donate however much you want. So thank you in advance for that. Now, obviously, we're still sponsored by Geordie Riffs as well. So do give Graham and Natalie a shout. Premium guitar lessons for beginners and children, guitar repairs and servicing, of which you'll get 10% off both. If you mention the Toon Review. They do have their own recording studio as well, and they are offering your first guitar lesson completely free of charge. You'll find them at geordieriffs.co.uk, Instagram at Geordie Riffs, and Facebook Geordie Riffs Official. So thank you very much for the continued support of Geordie Riffs. And Mark Danny says 6 points from 3 home games. So obviously expecting a defeat in one of them. Very... Do you know what? I don't know why I'm saying we'll win the 3 home games. It's just a feeling I have. This all new good feeling around Newcastle. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it, especially with the injuries that we do have. But, you just, we said against Chelsea when that team came out, we're going to get absolutely hammered. But look, they all just were amazing. Ray said it's up to the 12th man. Caitlin and Nick, we will beat Wolves. Me and Caitlin going. I have a record of never seeing Newcastle lose at St James's Park when I'm in attendance.
I have the same record as well. We've never lost when I've been there.
Wow. Well, there you go. That's going to be very interesting. Paul says, Alex, 9 games left, my friend. Let's go full throttle in 9 games with players to come back. Gary says, good evening, people. I've got that feeling where NUFC will finish close to 19th place in the Premier League table.
What?
Gary is a member of this channel. But unfortunately, Gary, I think you really need to take your face for a shit.
19, so...
I'm hurt by that comment, Gary. I'm hurt. It's like a knife through the heart. Foxy says, can see us ending in 16th. Which is good enough for him. Survival was the main aim. Indeed, it was. Tom says we're still not safe, but I do think we'll pick up enough. The Dubravka situation is concerning. I'd be worried about playing Darlow. I'm not.
No, I'm not either.
I think Darlow is perfectly okay to come in for the remainder of the season if that is how it's going to be. I'm not concerned. I think Carl Darlow has done well. I think the problem with Carl Darlow stems from when Dubravka gets fit again and he's on the bench. Darlow seems to go to pieces. But when Dubravka's not there and he's out for a long time, Darlow steps up and he only feels the pressure when Dubravka's back on the bench, and that's when he starts making mistakes.
The keeper situation's changed a lot as well, because we were one of the teams in the league that were facing the most shots in games. It was our keepers had so much to do. And that's why we were making more errors, because they were having more of the ball and there's more potential for errors. Whereas in recent weeks, Dubravka's had games where he's not had a lot to do at all. He's been very quiet in a lot of games because we've just been pretty good at keeping it at the defense and the shape. So he's not going to have quite as much to do, Darlow, if he comes back in anyway. Very true.
Andrew says, is it just friendly games we are playing for England? It is indeed. I think it's Ivory Coast on Tuesday, and then that's it. Is it Ivory Coast? I think it is, isn't it?
I don't watch England.
Neither do. I mean, listen. I mean, the Ben had the game on the other day. I wasn't paying any attention to it. I was building this new desk for the studio, so there you go. Gary says, if there's new people on here, then can you please like, share, subscribe, and join the Facebook family as well? You can all talk for free with respect and having a laugh, so please give the thumbs up for this great show. Thank you. Gary, you've just redeemed yourself. Yes, magnificently with that comment. You have become legendary status with me, Gary. So thank you so much for that comment. Please refrain from taking your face for a shit. Don't do it. You are forgiven. And thank you for that very kind comment. What a guy. Speaking of guys in the house. Evening, chaps and chapesses. Gary says, I think we'll get a draw against Liverpool. We'll come on to that. We could beat Man City and Liverpool with a full squad, says BT.
Tough ask.
Yeah. Dominic says angina is a chest pain that happens because there isn't enough blood going to part of your heart.
Really?
That sounds pretty serious to me, to be fair. Angina is just chest pains brought on by your heart. Ronald, you've got angina, and you're talking as if it's just a, don't worry, it's just a chest pain.
Using the word "just" in anything like that serious.
Indeed, indeed. So there you go. Anthony says, I hope we beat Liverpool. We owe them one for derailing our push for the Premier League in the 90s.
Yes,
Anthony,
I'll never forgive them for that, ever.
Really?
Nah.
I mean, that's holding a grudge.
But my heart was broken that night, mind. Sitting on my bedroom floor, crying my eyes out. Awful.
Dear me. Tom says he's terrible for leaving the capo on my guitar. I have no idea what a capo is, to be honest.
I don't. I'm learning tonight.
It's the little clip that it basically pushes down on a fret, so it makes the key go up one. I'll
sleep better knowing that tonight.
There we go.
Matthew says 10k by the Spurs game. I'd love that to be the case, mate. Alex, don't be bullied. You never agreed to anything for 10k. Well, he did because Danielle, he agreed to playing the guitar. I know for certain. Mm-hmm. What was the song he was going to play, though?
Fog on the Tyne.
That is correct.
But you were doing the singing.
Well, I don't mind doing the singing, but
you're doing the singing, and I'll do some kind of.
If
you just stand there with a
dance in the background
tambourine or something, Danielle.
Yeah,
I
could tambourine.
Dancing. Yeah.
If anybody's got tabs for Banks on the River Tyne, you can Twitter them to me.
Indeed. Gary, thank you for your £5 super chat. He is well and truly made himself just a legend. Paul, when I said 19th place, when that's meant to be 10th. So apologies for my spelling mistake. There you go, Gary. You are completely forgiven. Alex, what other instruments can you play than your guitar, or is it just your guitar? This is a football show. We will move on. Gary, you're pushing your luck again.
I was interested.
Oh, go on then. You may as well answer it, Alex.
I played the piano when I was younger, but I don't have one here, so I kind of can't. And guitar, yeah. That's it. It's not super interesting.
I thought you might have played the trumpet, but I don't know.
The bloody trumpet! What gives you an idea that he's a trumpet player?
I don't know. I think he's. I just see him as a very musical person. So
maybe it's the cheek. She thinks I can play the trumpet.
Some people have talent for music. Some people don't. I don't know. I just always thought that.
Anyway, Foxy says next season push on for 10th. Kevin says, good going with the channel. 10k is massive. Quality over quantity. Thanks, Kevin. Who will miss out on the top 4? Arsenal, Man United, or Tottenham, or West Ham, or Wolves? I don't know. I hope actually Wolves or West Ham get it, but we'll see.
Same.
People have been revving about Liverpool, but once you breach their midfield, it's a win because the central defenders and goalkeeper are not strong. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they were lucky to beat Burnley a few weeks ago. I think they scraped 1-0. Burnley did really well. Like, Liverpool are beatable for sure. Depends who turns up again for them.
Yeah, but that's a sign of a good side, is it not? Ancients of Moo. Remember them, Danielle? Going back to the KLF again. Oh dear God, have you not even tried to find out who they were?
No.
Not good enough.
Put it in the group chat later, and I'll do some research.
You need to do some research.
Right.
Do you think the owners will install disco lights into the stadium? Lords seem to have done it. Do you like it?
I kind of would in a way,
Right.
I don't know why. I just would. But I don't think they will.
No, Alex, you've got that face of highest amount of disapproval.
Yeah.
I'm a man of tradition. I like
Indeed.
what we've got. I like the songs. I like the music. I like the ritual. It keeps the history attached to the modern players, the young fans. There's continuity. If there's grandparents sat in the stands, the small toddlers, they've all experienced the same walkout, the same feeling. It's important. I don't want to see. Otherwise, when do we turn into Southampton with the bloody dog and?
Don't you?
Whoa.
Alex, do not get me started on Pluto and Goofy again, because I will lose my shit. Seriously,
I mean, bring Monty and Maggie back.
I know, but listen, if that happens, fair enough. I just don't want to see any frigging dogs walking about. You know what I mean? Especially when they've got nothing to do with your football club. I mean, I could understand if dogs were part of Southampton, but they're clearly not.
Yeah, if we had some sort of Ant deck, or if we had some sort of entertainment that was relevant to Newcastle, then that's fine. But it's got to be relevant. It's got to be done properly.
100%. Brian Hicks, thanks for your £4.49 super chat, my man. There's no comment on there, but thank you so much. Gladys says we'll be in the record books when we stop up this season after our rubbish start. Indeed. Dallas says the Prem will do whatever they have to, making sure City win the league and to keep Klopp from hoisting another trophy. Paul Sales, the Mafia manager, says we will get 9 points, no problem. Gary is saying 10th again. I get it, Gary. I think 9th or 10th, says Angie. Chloe says, are you doing the match on Sunday? I am indeed, Chloe. 4 o'clock start for the watch along. Should be fantastic fun. As it always is doing the watch along. I mean, I know the match is on Sky, but hey, knock the volume off and have the proper commentary on the game.
Yeah, don't listen to them idiots on Sky.
Yeah, indeed. Susan says, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to keep updated on all Newcastle United news. Loads coming up on the channel, including some TikToks.
Oh, sweet Lord.
Danielle, you listen, I was recorded running along a beach like Rocky Balboa last week, right? So you guys are all in the hat now to do TikToks at all different times. And Susan will then edit them.
I've never done a TikTok in my life.
And then we'll play them to the viewers to have a really good laugh at, seeing as they had a really good laugh at me last week. But anyway, Neil says Darlow will be fine. He is a good defense to protect him now. Dogs the Out says, how do you go about sponsoring or advertising? My email address, the Toon Review email address, is at the bottom of the description. It's just pd.toonreview@gmail.com. So if you get in touch with me that way, that's how we go about doing things like that. So just send me an email. I'd be surprised if more than 35 points is needed to stay up this season. You mentioned that, I think, Alex, that
Yeah, well, it's changed a little bit since then. Like before Burnley and Norwich's resurgence, the estimated points was about 34. It was a really low estimation, but now it seems to have gone up closer to 36, 37, possibly even 38. It depends. It depends on Norwich and Burnley. Well, I guess technically still Watford. It depends. Some of them are winning games that we didn't expect them to win, so that changes things. But I would say 30. My opinion, 37 is probably enough.
Okay. Andrew Grange, thank you very much for your £2 super chat, my man. Is it going to be hard to get a season ticket? In a word, yes. And in 2 words, good luck. Very, very difficult. There's a huge waiting list at the minute, but I think that's why they're wanting to try and look at capacity levels in St James's Park. They're also wanting to, look at different ways of making sure they can get more fans in. I mean, it's just...
Remember years ago when they used to show it at the Odeon Cinema?
Yeah.
Because I could never, we never had any money, so we could never go to the game. But my dad used to take us to the Odeon on the bottom of Northumberland, at the top of Pilgrim Street, and we had such a good time. Anyway, sorry, that's just like...
Well, I mean, it's good, it's income. They should do things like that again. Like, if we can increase our capacity and show it in other places, if it goes to the club, this helps offset for us to buy players and do things, because it's income.
Indeed.
So, whereas improving things doesn't count towards it. So,
very true.
More of that.
Kenwin says, I too have also never been to St James's Park and seen Newcastle lose, mainly because I've never been to St James's Park. Cameron says, Paul, can you ask Alex about his Portuguese? What's that all about?
Oh, I tweeted Bruno in Portuguese when he got his assist the other night.
You magnificent man.
He retweeted SofaScore Brazil, which is one of the statistical websites I use, but he retweeted the Brazilian version of it, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
And I retweeted his retweet, and I put something like, I can't remember what I said now. Well done, Bruno, and your magic hat. I can't remember. I put it in Portuguese.
That's class.
But yeah, I used to live in Spain, and I know a little bit about languages.
Jesus, man, you've been about in Europe, haven't you?
It's like Judas Chalmers.
I know a little bit of Portuguese. I think Translate helps slightly to make sure it's not wrong.
But you are quite the traveller, and you've still maintained that beautiful royal family accent of yours.
Yes.
I've got no idea where my accent comes from, because being from the Isle of Man, my childhood videos when I was really young, I've got like, because the Manx accent is half Scouse, so I've got weird home videos of me sounding like a little mini Scouser, and then it's just turned into this from somewhere. I don't know. It's because I moved all over the place. I think I've just defaulted to some neutral accent. It's very bizarre.
I love you just the way you are.
There's a song in there. There's a song. I'm not going to do it. George, thank you so much for your £5 super chat, my man. Looking forward to seeing you at the next home game, buddy. But thank you so much for that. He hasn't put a comment in there, but just the £5 super chat. Matthew says Darlow in goal on Sunday and Lascelles alongside Byrne. Yeah, it's a bit frightening. ITV, BBC Channel 4 ITV, BBC Channel 4 and 5 all report the same news. What's the problem with 2 YouTube streams doing the same, says Carl. Exactly, my friend.
There's no agenda.
We have different demographics for each channel. Therefore, yes, thank you. Would have rather seen Woodman playing when Darlow plays. My arse flaps too much when there is a shot against Darlow. Well, thank you for letting us know that. But quite honestly, I think Darlow will be okay. Angie says, I've been 80. Yeah, he is. He's at Bournemouth. I've been 80 times to St James's Park and only seen us lose once.
Wow.
Once in 80 times. When was the last time you were there?
Can you go against Wolves, Leicester and Palace, please?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I love that.
Well, come on then.
What?
What did you say?
To the lady who put that she.
Oh right, I thought you were telling
like
me. I thought you were telling me to let you have a go at them.
No, I want the person who's got that crazy win rate stat to come to all of our home games for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that would be really good actually. But anyway, so there you are, Wolves, Leicester, Palace. I'm going for 9 points in my crazy realm that I live in. Danielle, you're saying
5.
5. Alex, you're saying 4.
Yeah, I'd like to see more, but it depends on who's fit.
Okay.
Especially with all this up in arms about Dubravka. I mean, we just don't know who we're going to have on the pitch. So I'll say 4 to be
exactly.
concerned.
I mean, we can sit here now and do this show and say, right, this is how many points we think we'll get. But like you say, we don't know how many are going to be injured. We don't know who's coming back fit. It could change between now and the end of the season drastically. But this is just, in my view, something that we need to look at, because we now are in the closing stages of the season in what has been a very, very, very difficult season.
Yeah, people seem very optimistic as well. People saying 10th. A lot of people are saying 10th. Like that's Leicester in 10th, and they're 5 points ahead of us and 2 games in hand.
Yeah, but isn't it nice, Alex?
Ask.
Isn't it nice?
I agree.
Rather than say desperately trying to avoid relegation, people are.
Yeah. It's a great aim. I just want people to temper their expectations slightly, because our fans recently have been overreacting to poor performances or losses, and I just want people to be slightly realistic. Overturning
Newcastle
Leicester.
fans overreacting.
Doesn't sound like our fan base.
Never.
Considering we've got to play Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Leicester, all in this fixture list, and we're missing like 5 to 6 of our first team players. Like, there's no shame in not making 10th or in losing any games. Like it's very normal to lose matches as long as we play well and we win some matches. We're not there yet.
And we'll pick up no injuries.
Yes, and that's really important as well. Hopefully they've been working a lot on that in the training camp to try and mitigate that for the rest of the season.
Neil says, Danielle, come and watch Wales. The passion and atmosphere is only equalled by the Toon fans. By the way, Gareth Bale's goals the other night were just absolutely world class. That free kick. Oh my God. That free kick was just out. Did you see that, Alex?
I did.
Oh, I mean, praise where it's due. That was incredible. What a free kick, mate.
I wonder when it's going to start, when the rumours are going to start about him. We'll see.
Bale to Newcastle.
Because today it was Hazard, so probably next week it'll be Bale.
The big right hand says, evening, Rod, Jane and Freddie. Late again, but I'll say nout if you say nout. Chipper says, Danielle, what's your Instagram? You don't have to give it out if you don't want to, Danielle.
I don't even know it. Hang on. I'm one of those people that just don't know my own stuff.
Right, she'll get back to you in a second, Chippers.
Yeah.
We need to beat Man City and we can give Liverpool a draw so they win the Premier League. My mum's a Scouser. She would hate me if I said Man City to win the league. Matthew says he wants to hear Alex sing as well as play the guitar. Jim says Alex agreed to shave so he looked like Shelby and play the guitar. See, I
mean, I think I've got to shave more than my beard to look like Shelby, but...
Well, I mean, people remember these things, Alex. I mean, did you request? Did you actually promise the viewers you'd shave your head as well?
I'll have a haircut. I mean, shave it short. I'm not gonna do a pull cut.
What's the matter with mine, like?
Nothing. I just don't want one.
That was a scary
personal preference.
Listen, I could light a match on this at the minute. I tell you, it's a beautiful like fuzz. That's all I can describe it as, a fuzz.
See, I'm the opposite to Paul. I'm going grey, not bald, so I'll have to embrace the
as well, mate. That's why I mean, that's just a inevitability. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things. Dark by Design says Alex is Nobby Solano's son. Okay. Paul plays the trumps. Indeed, I do. Many times. Alex definitely looks like he plays saxophone, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, does Alex wear the Mexican sombrero that's next to his guitar when he plays? Oh, that Alex. Yeah, the fuck of the time is all mine, all mine. The fuck of the time is all mine. Where you bugger man?
I don't get the sombrero comment. What sombrero? I've lost.
There isn't a sombrero there.
No, that's why I'm confused. I mean, it's funny, but I don't have a sombrero.
There used to be one there.
Did there?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure if I go and look back at old shows, there was a sombrero at one stage. Now, that might have just been a crazy drunken night, Alex, in which you had a house party or something and somebody came as a Mexican, or you had the cartel there and somebody left something. I don't know.
The cartel.
But you know what it is? I'm pretty sure there was
No, this is half storage, half office room, so it's very possible I had some random stuff on the sofa, yeah.
I can't believe I've just air guitared Fog of the Tyne in a Mexican singing accent.
I actually can't believe it.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, let's move on. Ken says, Danielle, just for a laugh, you could do some pole dancing to Fog on the Tyne.
Nobody wants to see that. Trust us. You don't have to laugh, Paul.
Sorry. I'm not. Let's move on.
Susan, get him told.
Yeah, sorry. Let's move on.
Simbin for Paul.
Sorry?
Simbin.
Yeah. Alex is Adam Pearson 7.5, Paul a 10. Listen, it's not a competition. Adam's a good lad, and I'm good mates with Adam. He's a sound lad. Justified and ancient, all bound for Moo Moo Land, says Tom. I'm sure he's told you that before, Alex, but there you go. Sorry, Danielle. Can you remember them, Alex? Have you ever heard of them?
Can't say I have, no.
Oh, my God. The tunes, my numbers on my phone is above the letters, so I have big thumbs, so I misspelt things till it's too late. You don't have to... listen, Gary, you've made up for it, all right? Let's just move on. Right, anyway, Norwich away, guys. How are we feeling about that one?
Win. Win.
Yeah. Alex, you look a bit grimace there.
I'm just checking. I wasn't born when that was released. That'll be why. So
when was it released?
Year early for me. 91. I'm a 92 baby, so it wasn't me.
I was too busy listening to Kylie Minogue back then.
Yeah.
I was too busy dancing in crocodillos in Chelsea Street with your feet stuck to the floor.
Yeah. I thought I'd check it out because it's come up like 4 times. I had to Google it because I'd got no idea what we were talking about with Moo Moo. So.
Oh, you've got to listen to Justified and Ancient with Tammy Wynette in it, the country singer. I mean, I don't even know what she had no idea what she was getting into when she agreed to do that because she had no idea. Anyway, Norwich guys, let's do Norwich. Danielle says yes, win. Alex,
yeah, I'd be very disappointed. Likewise, against Everton. Everton was just unfortunate that people weren't fit and people were half ill. No excuses for Norwich. We do have a game three days before Norwich and then a game 3 days before that game. So it's a bit congested, but I'd like to see us absolutely thump them again.
Same.
I've said it for so long. We are due a 4-5-0 because we've had games where we've looked like it. And it's the best place to do it. And that we could potentially have a couple of the big boys back as well from injury. So got to win that. I'm not going to be happy with the draw again.
Carroll Road. There you go. There's the prediction.
I mean, the fact that we were angry at a Norwich draw before Christmas, I'd be even more angry if we got a draw now, considering how much better we are. We've got to be winning that.
Indeed. Totally agree. Darren says, does Gareth Southgate hate Newcastle United? Because Dan Burn deserved a call-up for the England squad. I agree. Listen, I've had a say on this for a long time now about the England manager and the situation with picking players, etc. I think it's all a load of bollocks. You know, Newcastle, for some reason, gets left out time after time after time. Nobody gets it. It'd be very interesting to see what happens in future years when we are up near the top of the table, winning things. How many English Newcastle United players then get selected? I'll be very, very intrigued to know. And that's going to be interesting.
Well, Southgate's been to St. James's a couple of times this season, hasn't he?
Yes, which makes him more of an even monumental bell end than he already is.
Well, I think it was to see Trippier, and obviously he's injured. So, I think that the more bigger crime was Tomori not getting in. He's top of the league with Milan and Italy.
I agree.
Compared to Maldini, and he doesn't get in the squad over whatever that was defensively. It's ridiculous. I mean, no offense to Connor Cody and the guys you like, but Tomori's top of the league. How is he not getting in that back line?
Listen, can I just say on Connor Cody, I like him as a footballer. I'm not in love with the bloke. I don't know where that's come from, to be honest. Never mind. Matthew says, love Danielle's reaction to the TikToks there.
I've never made a TikTok in my life.
Well, you're gonna. Gladburn didn't get picked for England. It's a distraction he doesn't need. Better in the long run for the Toon. Can you imagine the party when we win something, says Toon 9. Charles says, where we end up next year if we stay up is depending on who we get in the summer. I thought TikTok was the sound a loud clock made.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. As if you don't know what TikTok is. Yeah. Can't see Alex and Danielle doing Fortnite dances. I wouldn't know what they are. I've never seen Fortnite in my life. I'm watching the Newcastle match, but listening to you, Paul, brother, and Newcastle will finish strong enough to stay away from the bottom three. What Newcastle match are you watching?
Does he not mean on Sunday?
Yes. See, I knew you were on this show for some reason, Danielle.
Don't push it.
V says, to be fair, I'd have the same reaction as Danielle. TikTok is ugh. Toon Review does have a TikTok account which Susan runs very well, by the way. But there you go.
Susan does everything well in terms of this channel. She's on it.
Yeah. She's just a magnificent human being. Gary says, tunes, you cheeky git. Indeed. Right. Who's after Norwich? So we're going 3 points there. Then we have the Liverpool and Man City games. Now, Liverpool's at home. It's tough, guys. It's tough. Those two games are extremely difficult. I mean, Danielle?
I'm going for just a point from both, unfortunately.
You think we'll get a point out of each game?
No, from like out
just
of
one
two.
point out of the two.
Sorry,
okay.
I wasn't clear.
Right.
Just 1 point from those two games.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to think we can get a point out of one of them.
I mean, don't get us wrong. Like, absolutely, if Trippier's back and Callum Wilson is starting games, because I think when he comes back, he'll not start him. I think he'll ease him in. I don't think Eddie Howe's that kind of manager where you'd risk him pulling up after 20 minutes, perhaps. Then I would. But then City are just so strong, man. They're just so strong. I've got my point against Liverpool. Give them a good game.
Yeah, it's interesting about Callum Wilson.
It is. I mean, the thing is for me, I can't see us. I just think with both sides. I mean, by the time we play them, things might have changed in the title running. One of them might have slipped up, and somebody might be 6 points or 7 points ahead. However,
don't they play that funny head-to-head they've got.
They have got a head-to-head. Yeah.
Have a look.
But I don't think that's going to decide the title. I think it's coming up rather soon, actually. But I don't think it's going to decide the title. I really don't.
The 10th of April.
Right.
So that's 20
Not
days
far.
before we play Liverpool.
I don't, like I say, I don't think that's going to have a swing. Michael Marston, thank you for your £50 super chat, my man. Very, very kind of you yet again. Thank you so much, mate. Me and Michael have just been texting all afternoon. We're watching the Grand Prix and how much a crybaby that bloody Max Verstappen is. But hey, you know, it's the way he is. But never mind. But it was a good laugh. Leonardo says, Alex is James Bond. Have you ever seen them in the same room?
Good point.
Alex, I think you could make a good Bond, mate. I really
do.
Paul, will you tell Toto Wolff to fix Lewis Hamilton's car? It's so slow, nowhere near Max. I don't know Toto Wolff to speak to, so unfortunately, I don't think he'd take my call. And I think he already realizes that as well, to be fair. Ancients of Mumu says, Danielle, it's time for all aboard for the last train to Trans Central. What music do the panel like? Well, for me, it's all sorts. I mean, you know, it's just, you know, listen, we're not a music show. Paul, it's called Google Translator, pal, when it comes really handy for different languages. I must have been about 80 times and I've seen us lose a lot more than once.
Same.
Paul, has anybody said that your head is a bit red? Well, not now, it's not. I look more... Is it? No.
I mean, unless he means the Man United headset, I'm not sure.
It's red and black, not red and
the
white.
Man United headset, did you just
Apparently
say?
so, yeah. He's just been a twat. But never mind. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, it looks fine on my screen, the colour I am now to what I was before. So there you go. Good evening, Lawrence. Preferred Darlow to Woodman, mainly because he helped us last season. Worries me that Woodman is only second choice at Bournemouth. Yeah, he's lost his place. So there you go. Good call, Danielle. Show the home matches at the cinema. Chloe thinks she'll get 12 points. Lawrence says 7 points from the next 3 home games. Gary says, Alex, I want the guy with the crazy win stat to camp outside every game and Amanda Staveley to give her a ticket and a pass. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Probably a good thing the Palace play the FA Cup semis just before they come to St James's Park. And Chloe says, Bale's free kick was the best I've ever seen. Yeah, he'll get linked to Newcastle at some point. He's bound to.
Of course he will.
Right, moving on. Obviously, I mean, Alex, Liverpool, Man City, I just can't see us getting anything.
I mean, I'm going to break the rule slightly and group the Arsenal game in there as well and suggest that I think we win one of those 3.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think we do. I think we've been good. I think we haven't played that many strong teams.
Arsenal's at home though, isn't Christmas. It? I mean, if it was one of the 3, you know, I was looking at that saying, right, which one would you think Newcastle can win? I'd go Arsenal.
Yeah, I would. Out of the 3.
I just can't see us getting
Arsenal
anything.
Can be very
Liverpool
strong.
are fantastic. I mean, they are out of this. Listen, I think we'll give them all a game now, without a doubt. We'll give them a game, much more than we did, you know, earlier in the season. I mean, Man City just didn't even get out of first gear when they walloped us up here. You know, Liverpool away was you know, very unlucky. I mean, we didn't deserve to lose that game 3-1.
Considering the Chelsea game, you know, if we do that, if we put in the similar performance like we did against Chelsea, against Liverpool, City, and Arsenal, you know, we can definitely win one of them. Possibly even get a point against another one. And we'll have better players back from injury,
Indeed.
And we won't be as tired.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Neil says the days we
can
play
I mention,
Liverpool. Yes,
Callum Wilson, but Danielle was mentioning earlier.
Yeah,
we keep mentioning him coming back from injury and about risking him and stuff. I'm going to put my neck on the line here and suggest that, barring somebody actually breaking him, I think he'll be fine injury-wise going forward. I don't think we're going to have as many problems with him. I think he's been mismanaged. I think he's been rushed back from injury every single time he's come back.
He hasn't been looked after.
He's been too much of a focal point. He's not been looked after. He's played too much. And I think that was why he got injured in December as well. I think it was just overexertion. We've got to use him. We've got to respect the age he has, the age he is, and the injury record he's got. I think if he's managed correctly, I don't think he's just going to get randomly injured again. I think he'll be all right, unless somebody goes and snaps him, which is not in his control or the club's control. But I'd like to see going forward him not get any tissue injuries and stuff. I think he'll be all right.
Cool. Someone thought the fan was a sombrero, my lord. Oh, so the fan. Well, yeah, I can see why it looks like a sombrero. I can actually see that. I mean, well, obviously it looks like a fan because you know it's a fan. But actually, if I sit here and stare at that, it does actually look a little bit like a sombrero.
Arriba.
Anyway, let's move on. The big right hand says Paul has a Lionel Blair cut. I'm not even going there. A Mexican hat. It's a fan next to his guitar. Yes, we know now. It's a fan, not a sombrero. Everyone's commenting now. V says that was a Mexican singing accent. Okay, Paul, you keep telling yourself that. Well, thank you for the compliment, V. I love you too. Paul, you should buy a lush blonde wig, which is long hair, and wear it to the next match. Absolutely not in any. Alex has got somebody at the door, so he's muted himself, apparently, so that's fine. I hope it's not a neighbour incident like somebody else had a few weeks ago.
I don't know. Imagine.
Alex, quick tip. Get a green screen. Everyone is analysing your house contents behind you.
I don't want a green screen. I mean, I'm happy for you guys to analyse the background because I want to get stuff for my camera view because everybody's got really cool things. I want to get some of the pins and prints. Some of those frames are really, really cool. Possibly something Geordie Riff related as well. Why not? Have a little cool background. I want to decorate it. So
Lovely.
if you guys have got any suggestions, why not throw them my way?
Or you can get a green screen, pay nothing to have a background, and pretend you're just somewhere that you're not. You could be in front of Niagara Falls. You could be in front of the Queen, Buckingham Palace. But I choose to be in Newcastle's fucking dressing room.
Oh, you need to green screen inside Geordie Riff's shop.
Well, cool. If Graham or Natalie's watching, send me a picture of inside your shop, and I will put that on the green screen. Why not?
Good idea, Alex. Yeah. Good shout.
We're getting some lovely comments saying basically about there's nothing on TV, so thank God we're on. So we're getting some lovely comments for that. And there's another one from Kevin saying, and why is there YouTube? Because of this. Entertaining as fuck, says Kevin. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jim says, we need to beat Norwich after the last game's performance against them.
We do.
Yeah, without a doubt. Everyone's going for a win against Norwich. I mean, that's just the way it is. But I mean, I'm trying to get to the comments about Man City and Liverpool, seeing as earlier on in the show, everybody forgot or was what seemed to be writing us off against Manchester City and the game not even taking place, which was interesting. Russ says, I can't see you getting any points from Liverpool and City, but not many teams do. So no face lost there. I agree. Trippier, Wilson back. We beat Liverpool the way they played Forest. Darlow can't play out from the back at all, so it makes me nervous if he's playing for the rest of the season. Well, to be honest, Dubravka can't play out from the back either.
Yeah, I mean, Dubravka's not great at it either.
I haven't really got any other option though, really.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
That's why we got Dan Burn. Just give it to him, and he can spray the ball about a little bit, and he won't get tackled because he's a monster.
There you go. V says we'll be lucky to get anything from either of those. Really, I'd be chuffed with a point in either game against City or Liverpool, just like you said there, Danielle. Paul, would you make a good Bond villain with Sinclair as a sidekick? Jesus Christ, I'll have no chance. Decided to watch the F1, and it's been that long since I watched it. I only recognized 9 of the drivers. Pedro says, Paul, you look red only because you paid £6.10 for a cheap tan. I don't look red anymore. Leave me alone. God.
That will haunt you forever.
I can't give a shit anymore. You know what it is. As I look now on camera, that is my normal colour. So,
You're fine.
Paddy says, cracking channel, lads. Danielle's the last, but never mind. She is one of the lads. One of the lads.
I am.
Keep up the good work, says Paddy. Thank you very much. Lawrence says, do worry about our record at Carrow Road when we play Norwich. It's not great, guys, to be honest.
I don't care about battering them.
We
need to send them down.
sorted out our Brighton hoodoo, didn't we? So we'll do the same with Norwich.
Yeah, amen.
Wow.
We'll sort it.
Keith says, love this show. Better than watching the television. Thanks, Keith. Trull says, since I joined this channel, was about 4 subs then. And this is my favorite channel, hands down. Love it.
Oh.
Thanks, Truls. Yeah, Truls has been one of the longest subscribers, without a shadow of a doubt. I remember him when I first started. So yeah, definitely from back in day. Neil says, against City and Liverpool, you don't play out from the back as their press is world class. Yeah. In other words, you get rid of the Fukin thing up the pitch.
Boot it.
Yeah, boot it. Boot it. Leonardo says, hate F1, 70 laps of the same repetitive drivel. Must be like being an Everton fan or watching John Sinclair's channel. Apologies, Danielle. John, I'm only joking. Right. We move on to our next games. We have, Arsenal. Yeah, I believe we can get something from that game. And then we go to Burnley on the final day of the season. Guys, the final day. Obviously, you know, when we signed Chris Wood, obviously we were having visions of Chris Wood scoring the winner at Burnley that would keep us in the division. I'm hoping that by the time we get to Burnley, we are perfectly safe and sound, and there's no pressure on us, Danielle.
And it'll be Callum Wilson scoring the winner, not Chris Wood.
Well, fair enough. Sorry. Paul and Sinclair, it would be like Clouseau and Cato. Oh, dear God. Arsenal is the most realistic prospect of points out of them. City and Liverpool. Yeah, I agree.
I'm excited for the Arsenal game. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah,
it'll be a good test of where we're at with our fit players back. You know, Bruno in, Willock and Shelvey and all these other players, and Joelinton improving,
Indeed.
Trippier and Wilson. How do we do against a team which looks like it's top 4 quality? It'll be, and it's at home. I think that's the game I'm looking forward to the most, as long as people don't get re-injured again.
Mm-hmm.
And the Burnley game, I think, is just going to be one of them where there's, well, for us, hopefully there's going to be nothing in it. Burnley, I'm not sure they could already be down by then. But for me, I believe that it's going to be one of those games like Fulham was and things like that, where there's no pressure on us and we go out and batter them. Pedro kind of agrees with me here. Final game of the season with no pressure. Go out on a high, 5-0 to the Toon. Yeah, exactly. So, where does that leave us in the league for you two then?
I'm going to say 12th.
Okay, yeah. Alex?
Maybe. Yeah, I'd agree with that. That means we've got to leapfrog Brighton or Palace. Brighton are struggling at the moment. Yeah, move up another place. I'd say we could get to 12th. I think that's fair. I think any more than that would require us. Again, it is possible, but it more than 12th requires us to start picking up silly points without key players, which we have done, but we'll see. I think 12th as well is realistic.
Yeah, I actually think 12th as well. So we're all agreed on 12th, which is madness.
And then we'll get all the articles. Oh, he got the same finish as Steve Bruce. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah. But you know, bottom at Christmas. Yeah, let's not forget that, guys. Let's not forget that. By the way, no Chippers, you're not my hottest subscriber. Just not in a million years, mate. Speaking of backgrounds, do you want to see what my background would look like in here without a green screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a moment. I will turn the camera off. Just one moment.
Should we be worried?
I know. I was just thinking the same. Oh my god.
It's moving things.
There you are. And behind me is my fish tank.
Ooh.
Oh, like you've got to get the whole playing squad in the tank, haven't you?
Which currently has the nightlight on at the minute, but it's full of African cichlids, which is all sorts of crazy coloured fish.
Is that Elsie on the wall?
Yes,
squad.
that's Elsie up on the wall, yes.
Oh.
And I've got the kids to the other side, which you can't quite see on the camera, but there you go.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, I I don't really need a green screen, I suppose, but there you are.
You've got to get fish that correspond to the player names and have them slightly changed. You've got to get all the players in the fish tank.
Well, I've got one in there at the minute who's an absolute boss in there and just keeps fighting everybody. So I call him Joe Linton. But they're all lovely colours. They're like the freshwater equivalent to marine fish, all like bright colours and stuff like that. They're listen, I'm getting some very strange comments in here since I removed the green screen. Hope he doesn't reveal a stripper pole. We're about to see Paul's sex dungeon. He is moving his whips and such, I guess. Susan has him locked in the cellar. Thought I tuned into the 3 tenors. Paul will surely have a career in classic music. Fish tank looks class. Thank you very much.
Does.
Do you want me to turn the white light on so you can see it a bit better?
Yes, go on.
Is that a clownfish in that tank? No, there's no clownfish in there, but hang on.
How can you see that from there?
I know, that's good eyesight, that
That's
mine.
crazy eyesight.
Oh. That's pretty, that mind.
There you go.
Pretty. Oh, they're so lovely, aren't they?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yes?
we can hear you.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh. And then there was 2.
Yeah, maybe it's not a real fish tank. Maybe it's just maybe the green screen is still there, and he's just put a fish tank there.
That blooming microphone.
Can't pull. No, I don't think I'd have.
Right, I'm here.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Cool.
So there you go. It's 4 foot long. It's lovely. So I could have a background with a fish tank. So but
It's pretty.
I go with me green screen. But hey ho. And by the way, the microphone went off there because I haven't put my new wire on it yet. It's still the old one, so that's why it went. Banged it with me knee, and the wire's a bit crap. But yeah, so I don't really have to use a green screen, Alex, or like you. I've now got a background where I could do. I could just have myself with the fishy swimming in the background, and then Elsie jumping up at the back.
I mean, I've got some good stuff. It's just not very visible. I need to reorganize it like that.
Well, you've got a fan that looks like a sudden sombrero for a start, mate.
That's my signed Espria hat trick against Barcelona picture. And then that's the scarf of my local Polish team,
who are not very good by all accounts.
And that's they're not great. I mean, they won the league once, like 10 years ago, and they drew Seville in the Champions League and got spanked 5-0, and that was the end of that. So they didn't even get through to the group stages.
The only problem is your head's covering half. Well, obviously, yes, but I'm not just going to give away. Paul put a sombrero in the background. Indeed, wouldn't be a Toon review stream without technical difficulties. Can we say manscaped? No, not at all. Can I see red and white in that fish tank? Absolutely not. I don't know what you're saying there, but there's definitely no red and white in there. Prefer without the green screen. That fish tank is next level, says Foxy.
See?
Interesting. Okay. 9th, and we did. I've actually got another one in the other corner of the room. A big corner tank as well, but that's Ben's, and he's got his fancy goldfish in there, which he calls the Globby family for some reason.
Bless him.
They're them fat goldfish, so he's called them Globbies. But, sit behind the tank, maybe. No.
People just want to see your tank.
Alex, do you have any other pets?
No, I've got a dog, my Samoyed, and then my cat died a couple of weeks ago back in England, unfortunately. So no cat, and the guinea pigs as well. Everything got a bit old, but we've still got the dog, bringing her over with us.
Yeah. Well, between me and Susan, we've got fish, dogs, guinea pigs. What else? Is there something else? No. There you go. But, there's lots of different animals. Susan would obviously say me as well, class me as an animal. But I was
going to say I've got 2 cats in a Lee.
In a Lee, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from. Danielle sounded like she was watching fireworks when Paul turned his fish tank lights on.
I love fish tanks. They're so therapeutic. I love them.
Oh, tell us about it. Not so bad when you get infections in the tank and stuff like that, but there you go. Right, we've come to the end of this show because we're starting to sound like the Really Wild Show now. Remember that one, Alex? Danielle, Alex,
Yes,
do you
I
remember
do
the
know
Really
that
Wild
one.
Show?
Mm-hmm.
John's backdoor says, get rid of Paul and have the tank as the host. That's a bit harsh. I may have to cry at that.
Oh.
Paul, why have you painted the walls black for? Is it to hide the muck? Very funny, Alan, but no. The black to go with the silver I've got on the other wall. You bonce. Gary, thanks for another £5 super chat, matey. He says, oh, God, I have a feeling Paul is going to do the Shark song next. No, not a chance.
Not
Absolutely
that song, please. No.
Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. As usual, if you have enjoyed tonight's show, which went a bit crazy for the last 5 minutes, but hey-ho, that's the Toon review for you. Stick a like on it. Hit the thumbs up, guys. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do consider subscribing. We are less than 100 away from 10K, which will be amazing. And once we do, of course, hit the 10K, Alex is going to buy a sombrero and play his guitar and sing Fog of the Tyne live on one of the shows, which is going to be something to absolutely love. So you can become a member of the Toon Review as well. And obviously, there is a draw on Thursday night for the little Bobby Robson book that I have. So that's going to go to one of our lucky members. So hit the join button or hit the description underneath that. Thank you to everybody that sent in super chats to the channel tonight. Very, very kind of you. And obviously, that will go to great use as well. And thanks to the mods again for all the hard work behind the scenes. Thanks to Danielle and Alex for another great show. And also thank you to our channel sponsors, Geordie Riffs, premium guitar lessons for beginners and children based in here, the good old northeast of England. Guitar repairs and servicing, 10% they're offering off both your first ones at the minute. They do have a recording studio if you fancy going in there for a little bit of a twang. And yeah, they're offering your first guitar lesson completely free of charge as well if you mention the Toon Review. Find them at geordieriffs.co.uk on the web. Instagram is Geordie Riffs and Facebook, Geordie Riffs Official. You can now join the Toon Review group on Facebook as well. Look for the Toon Review, agree to the terms and conditions and rules, and myself or the mods will let you in. And you can also find us on Instagram as well. Just search for the Toon Review. Guys, it's been a pleasure. We will be back. The next live show will be Tuesday night, which is the fan forum at 8:30, which I believe is just me and Alex again. Or are you? Right. And then we've got the match preview for the Tottenham game on Thursday night at, I believe, 8 o'clock. Are you joining us for that one, Danielle?
Of course.
All right, you'll be on that one. Okay. And then, of course, we've got the live commentary of the show. Oh, I'm so tired. Live commentary of the game at Spurs next Sunday at, we'll start the show at 4 p.m, kickoff 4:30. So there may be more live shows depending. If we get something out about Dubravka, then we might go live and have a bit of a chat about that and stuff like that. The daily news shows will continue. I'll do as many of them as I possibly can. Please pass the channel on to everybody. Let's get us up to 10K and build from there. But thank you very much for tonight, guys. It has been a blast as always. So please keep smiling and be kind. Good night.